So the problem is that I do understand, and because I understand, it worries me. I'm authoring a textbook chapter on like the history of mental health policies and settings and institutions. So yes, I know my stuff. And if you know the history of this, you'll know that back when deinstitutionalization happened, essentially they cut funding from all of the institutions. Everybody came out. They said, well, we're going to get everybody in the community. We're going to have all of these supports for them. We'll have community mental health centers. Was that enough? No. So rates of homelessness increased dramatically. Rates of crime and people incarcerated also increased because there wasn't a system set up to like have a net, right? But they said, and they always kind of put out this like, well, it'll be fine. And there's always the perception in the public that like, oh, you know, they know what they're doing. They wouldn't just do that. Yes, they would. Yes, they have. Psychiatric beds are down like across the country, despite the fact that psychiatric needs and hospitalization needs continue to increase. Community mental health centers also closing. They're consolidating. They're not able to sustain themselves. They're constantly like getting budget cuts and cutting staff, despite the fact that we, again, have more people who need these services and who constantly are coming in. So when you read Project 225, you're going to see that the feds are essentially looking at like crippling Medicaid, and they're crippling states' abilities to sustain these centers. And I don't expect everyone to know this. Everyone's gonna be like, well, just trust them. They're saying blah, 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 blah. But like, if you understand how health policy works and you understand how funding works and you understand how these institutions work and how they're funded, then you're gonna have a different perspective. I mean, the other thing is that they're going to put work limits on people and like, that'll help. But like, what are you gonna do when people can't work and they need those services and now they can't get those services and they can't go to work because they can't get the services? You need to be mentally stable before you can work. And the other half of this is we're getting like lifetime limits put in for Medicaid. So what's going to happen when you run out and you still need mental health help, because mental health is chronic, and people who have serious mental illness or sometimes substance use disorders, many other things, need lifetime support. So fearmonger, call me whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you will be the ones losing your health coverage, and come back to me on that.